Hi, this video will be about palindromes, and we'll look at what palindrome is and also solve some questions ranging from AMC 8 to AMC 12 questions that are related to palindromes. Okay, so it's really simple. A palindrome is a number that remains the same when its digits are reversed. For example, 34,743 is a palindrome. It says the year 2002 is a palindrome. And what is the product of the digits of the next year after 2002? That's also a palindrome. So the first thing you have to do is very simple, just to find the next year that's also a palindrome, that's right after 2002. And you will know it's 2112 because increase the 0 in 2002 by 1, so it's 2112. And you just have to calculate the products. So 2 times 2 times 1 times 1 is 4, so it's B. Okay, let's look at a question from 2019 AMC 8 problem 13. It says a palindrome is a number that has the same value when read from left to right or from right to left. Let n to be at the least 3-digit integer, which is not a palindrome, but is the sum of 3 distinct 2-digit palindromes. It asks, what is the sum of the digits of n? So the first thing we have to do is to find what n is, right? So we know that n is the sum of 3 distinct 2-digit palindromes. Well, what are 2-digit palindromes? It's basically numbers like 11, 22, 33, all the way to 99, right? And what we can notice is that these numbers are all multiples of 11, meaning they can be divisible by 11. So we can represent them as something times 11. So if you have three of those distinct 2-digit palindromes add up together, you can find n, right? And if you were to simplify this equation, well, first of all, a and b and c has to be less than 10, and has to be an integer. Well, yeah. So if you simplify this equation, we get a plus b plus c times 11 equals to n. Now, we don't exactly have to find out what a and b and c is, right? We just have to know what n is. And we know that n has to be a 3-digit integer. So what is the least number times 11 that makes n a 3-digit integer? Well, obviously it's 10. So if you times 9 with 11, it's 99. So 10 times 11 is 110. So we now know that n is equal to 110. So the sum of the digits, basically 1 plus 1 plus 0 is 2. So very easily find the answer to this question is A. Let's look at the problem 5 from 2008 AMC 8. So this is another very simple question, as you can say, because it's problem 5. So let's look at it. Barney Schwein notices that the odometer on his bicycle reads 1441 palindrome because it reads the same forward and backward. After riding 4 more hours that day and 6 the next, he notices that the odometer shows another palindrome, 1661. So what was his average speed in miles per hour? The first thing we gotta do is to know what the equation for average speed is. So just gotta memorize this because average speed is equal to the total distance divided by the total time. Well, we know 2 of those, so that'll be enough to solve this problem. The total time is 4 plus 6 is 10 hours, and the total distance is 61 minus 1441, because that's the duration in those 2 days, right? In those 10 hours. So this will be 220 miles. So to find the average speed, we just have to divide 220 by 10, get 22 miles per hour. E. Okay, let's look at a question from 2020 AMC 10, problem 6. This is quite a recent problem, and I will be explaining how I did this during the contest. So, driving along a highway, Megan noticed that her odometer showed 15,951 miles. This number is a palindrome because it reads the same forward and backward. Then, 2 hours later, the odometer displayed the next higher palindrome. What was her average speed in miles per hour during this 2-hour period? Okay, the first thing we need to find out is the next palindrome, right? The next higher palindrome. So we know right now the palindrome is 15,951. So to find the next palindrome, you just have to raise 9 one digit higher, right? one half higher. So obviously, if you turn 9 to 10, we have to add 5. We have to turn a 5 into a 6. Or since it's a palindrome, we have to make both 5 6s. Okay, right. So this is how we find the next palindrome. Now we have to find the average speed. To find the average speed, as I mentioned before, it's equals to the total distance divided by the total time. Right? So the total distance is the palindrome now minus the palindrome 2 hours before. So we have 16,061 minus 15,951, which give us 110. Yeah. And now we have the total distance. We just have to find divided by the time, right? So we use 110 divided by 2, which is 55 miles per hour. Okay, let's look at a question from 2009 AMC 10B problem 11. The question says, how many 7-digit palindromes can be formed using the digits 2233555? So, to have a 7-digit palindrome, you have to, let's represent it using algebra, okay? So we have A, B, C, D, C, B, and A. And since we have 2 2s, 2 3s, and 3 5s, we can only use 5 as the middle digit here. So D has to be 5. Now we have 2 2s, 2 3s, and 2 5s left. What we can do is basically arrange the number 2, 3, 5 into the letter A, B, and C. Alright? So essentially here what we're trying to do is find out how many ways we can arrange 2, 3, 5 into ABC. Now we can use permutation formula, which is, well, we choose 3 from 3, so 3 factorial divided by 0 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1 divided by 1, which is 6. So there's only 6 possible ways we can arrange these digits into a 7-digit palindrome. Now we know the answer is A, but you could also just list all the possibilities out since there's only 6 of them, right? For example, well, I may as well just list them out right now. 2, 3, 5, 5, 5, 3, 2, 2, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 2, 3, 2, 5, 5, 5, 2, 3, 3, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 5, 5, 3, 2, 5, 2, 3, 5, right? So there's only these 6 possible ways. Okay, let's look at a question from 2010's AMC 12A problem 6. A palindrome such as 83,438 is a number that remains the same when its digits are reversed. The numbers x and x plus 32 are 3-digit and 4-digit palindromes, respectively. What is the sum of the digits of x? Okay, So what is the largest 3-digit palindrome? So essentially, what's the largest X we could get? If you think about it, it's gotta be 999, right? And so what's the largest X plus 32 value? That doesn't have to be a palindrome. So we just add 999 plus 32 equals to 1031. But that's not a palindrome, right? So what's a palindrome between 1000, the smallest 4-digit number, and 1031? Well, it can only be 1001, right? There's only one palindrome between these two numbers. And that's how we find x plus 32. And if you want to find x, we'll just minus 32 from 1001, which is 969. So this is how we find x. Now we just have to add up the digits of x. So we add 9 plus 6 plus 9 is 24, and it's E.